I'm joined this afternoon by Captain Aaron Rapp, and Assistant Chief James Harpole. The holiday season is a season when we all treasure the time we can spend with our families. People who are important in our lives, the people that we love. What was happening here yesterday was something similar to that. The family was gathering. Many people were in this house. And some insane people decided that they were going to ruin it for everyone. I'm going to ask Captain Rapp to give you the details and Assistant Chief Harpole to give you oversight, and then I'm going to come back and talk about this for a little bit. Captain Rapp.
Thank you, Mayor. My name is Aaron Rapp. I work with the Milwaukee Police Department, currently commanding our Metropolitan Investigations Division. That division houses our homicide unit, among other things. I'm here to provide a very early update on this investigation. As you all know by now, a little bit after 6 o'clock last night in the 6400 block of North 73rd Street, which is directly behind us here today, dozens of shots rang out, breaking the silence of a normally very peaceful neighborhood. One of those shots struck a 13-month-old boy and ultimately caused him to die of his injuries at Children's Hospital. That victim's name is Bill Thao. That's T-H-A-O. Little Bill was born November 2nd of last year. The loss of a child in this manner is incomprehensible. Our agency is vigorously following up on very early leads, some of them very promising. We are looking for one or more suspects. I don't want to get into details on how many or descriptions at this point, because we really don't have a lot in the way of descriptions. We also are processing a fair amount of items of evidentiary value that were located at the scene last night. Detectives from my division, along with the North Investigations Division, and officers from District 4 are doing further canvasses of this neighborhood and interviews of people connected to this neighborhood as we speak. We are fielding phone call tips. I can't say that there have been very many right now, but there have been some. And we're looking for people with information, whether or not they were at this scene. Any information that those people feel may be valuable to our investigation, we're asking them to come forward. As I said earlier, we're in the early stage of this investigation. We appear to have at least one very promising potential lead. And it has absolutely nothing to do with this family or the residence that was struck last night. That much I can say. All too frequently, we investigate crimes where the victim of a shooting is actually that intended target. As I stated about 7 or 8 weeks ago when Layla Peterson was shot and killed, the bullet that hit this little child last night appeared to have read, "To whom it may concern." This is concerning to all of us, and it should be to this neighborhood and this community. We implore our community to assist us in this investigation. If you've seen something, say something. If you hear something, say something. And certainly if you know something, it's incumbent upon you to say something. All tips that we receive will be funneled through my division. Homicide lieutenants and detectives will follow through on each tip through to completion. Once again, last evening, this unsuspecting family, this neighborhood, and our community suffered an unspeakable scourge. And I promise that we will utilize all of the resources at our disposal to find and bring the societal vermin responsible to justice. There's no higher priority for my detectives, for MPD officers, or for this department.
Back in May, many of us gathered around when we witnessed the horrible shooting of Sierra Guyton. We know that she passed away weeks later. She was 10 years old. A little over a month and a half ago, Layla Peterson was sitting on her grandpa's lap, and she lost her life. Here we are now, 2 days after Christmas, December 27th. Bill Thao, 13 months old, at a family gathering in a home, lost his life. Chief Harpole talked about people getting out of gangs. What I want to talk about are the people who know the individuals who are involved in these shootings. clearly, anybody who would do what happened here yesterday has no moral compass. Dozens of bullets into a home filled with people who had nothing to do with whatever they were mad about. I don't know if the shooters were stupid. I don't know if they were on drugs. I don't know if they had the wrong house. But as far as we can tell, the people in this home had nothing to do with those shots being fired. Dozens of shots being fired, and a 13-month-old boy loses his life. That's 3 times in the last 7 months where a child 10 years or younger lost their lives to violence in a manner that no parent could ever imagine. Watching your child play on a playground, holding your grandchild in your lap, being at a family gathering. We are talking here about individuals who are committing these crimes who have no moral compass. And they have people in their lives who know who they are and have to report them to the police department. Our police department is going to do everything it can to make sure we bring to justice whoever it was who ended Bill Thao's life. That is what our commitment is to the people of this community and to the family that's affected. But there has to be a sense of morality that is missing for too many individuals right now. And we see it over and over again. Homicides this year are down. That's good news. But non-fatal shootings are up. And we recognize that there are too many illegal guns in this city. There are too many illegal drugs. There's too much illegal activity that's occurring. And our police department, which is filled with dedicated men and women who are there to help all individuals who live in this city. And we're going to continue to do what we can so that people can feel safe and be safe in their homes. 30 questions, we'll be happy to answer your questions.
Mayor, or perhaps this is directed to the police officers, is this becoming more common that you get these reports of individuals spraying homes with gunfire, either intended or not? Are we seeing this more often?
Well, Don, I don't have the data to answer that incredibly accurately. It would appear that way based on the big news stories in the last 7 to 8 months, especially involving very young children. But I can't definitively answer that without data.
Are we supposed to infer that this is gang-related?
We're not trying to infer anything at this point. It's early in investigation. As I stated earlier, we do have one very positive lead that points us in the direction of 1 or more people. The assistant chief spoke earlier that if we find that it's connected to one of those groups, gangs, that had a call in on December the 9th, I believe, then our full attention will be on that group.
How many shots were fired into the home?
I'm going to stick with dozens at this point because we're analyzing ballistic evidence from more than one gun.
What was the caliber of the weapon as far as you know?
Ballistic evidence from more than one gun.
More than one gun?
More than one gun.
So perhaps more than one person then?
Correct, sir.
Can you speak to where baby Bill was in the home when the shots entered?
He was on the main level, I believe in a living room.
And the shots entered through window?
There were multiple shots that made it into the house. There were plenty that didn't make it into the house. As to specifically which shot killed this young man's life, this little boy's life, I don't really know if it went through a window or a wall. That's something that we're analyzing right now.
Can you again what's going on with this? Was just a family holiday gathering specifically?
That's what we believe, yes. In fact, quite a few people in the house are visiting for the holidays.
His parents also present, Bill's?
I don't want to get into family as far as who specifically was here or not. It was a pretty large gathering.
We're hearing reports that the house behind this one may have been shot into the night before previously. Can you confirm that?
Well, we're investigating a shots fired complaint from a night or two previous to this. I'm not sure, and even if I was, I don't think I would elaborate on which house was hit or where the shots were fired. I do know that nobody was struck. It may be connected to what happened here last night. It may not be.
Was this a shot spotter neighborhood?
It is not.